ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। Today is the auspicious and holy day, the birthday or the Jayanti of Swami Vijnanananda Ji Maharaj, the fourth president of the Ramakrishna order and the direct disciple of Bhagavan Shri Ramakrishna. Bhagavan Shri Ramakrishna, as we know, 16 disciples, he had trained them to lead the spiritual life, monastic life, and propagate his message of harmony and the service to the humanity as worship to the Lord. Every disciple has a unique life, especially Swami Vijnanananda Ji Maharaj. As we know, he was an engineer, civil engineer. Those days, only diploma, that is postgraduate, PG diploma, they used to say, was offered in the government colleges, only few places. After the graduation, the students used to appear for that entrance exam and they used to get selected. The Swami Vijnanananda Ji Maharaj, we will see as a unique life with the purpose of building the Ramakrishna temple, universal temple of Bhagavan Shri Ramakrishna at Belur Math, and taking the temple as a model. Now all over the world, the temples are getting constructed for Bhagavan Shri Ramakrishna, and in many other places for many other gods and goddesses, the temples are getting constructed according to that model. He was born on Friday, 30th October 1868 in Etawah of Uttar Pradesh. His pre-monastic name was Hari Prasanna Chattopadhyay. As an intelligent boy and a very studious person, he had completed his studies, and when he was living in Calcutta, his father was in the government job, so he had to travel, and his family also had to travel. So during this, he had traveled many places, but in Calcutta, he had come for this college studies, and during his college studies, we see that he was the classmate of Swami Sharadananda Ji Maharaj, and many other disciples were known to him. With that reference, he used to go and meet Bhagavan Shri Ramakrishna time to time. In the childhood, one incident is there telling the truth, the impact, the samskaras of his previous lives, and the sticking to the truth of his life. His mother accused him when he was talking or arguing with her on some matter in the school. Then she said that you are telling a lie, you should tell truth, you are telling a lie. When the mother said like this, the Hari Prasanna got very much upset and annoyed. He said, till now I have never told the lie. I will never tell the lie in my life. But still you are telling me that you are accusing me that I am telling a lie. So that means I am not a Brahmin. You have initiated me into the Gayatri, and Upanayana is done. And this thread which indicates the Upanayana and the Brahminhood of mine. When I am a Brahmin, I should not tell a lie. If you have no faith in me that I am telling truth, then better I give up this thread. And he broke that thread then and there in front of his mother. On the same day as the destiny gives the record, same day the telegram came that his father passed away while he was on the duty. And then mother again scolded him that it is only because he has broken that thread, this thing has happened. But he has stuck to it and said, no, I will always tell the truth, and I was telling the truth to you. So this is the kind of principled life which comes from the birth after birth, not in a single birth. The complete conviction over the principles and the truthfulness. So this grew in him, and in the young age we see when he meets Sri Ramakrishna, his free and frank, clear when he is to speak to Bhagavan, then Guru Maharaj used to be very happy. One such incident we see that there is one reading is going on in the Dakshineshwara temple in that room, and the English book is there. And in the English book, it is told that you should tell truth, then you should not steal other things and see others' wives as mother. This is the message was given in that book. Seeing that message, hearing that message, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna became very happy, like a child, and he understood. Later Swami Vijnanananda Ji Maharaj says that only these three things, if somebody practices, we read a lot of books, lot of shastras, so many scriptures, but these are the essential which we have learnt in the class 1, standard 1. If we are able to practice, that itself will lead us to the God realization. That was his conviction. So, as we see in his life, his studies, there was when his father died, nobody to look after the family. So he had to settle his family affair, his mother and his other brothers and sisters. So for that he had to work, for that he had to first study properly. He studied in the College of Engineering. I had gone to that college, College of Engineering, Pune now. Those days it was called as College of Science, and that to advance the diploma only. So there were a very strange incident we are able to hear that one of his classmates was not up to the mark, and there was a provision in the government that if from that college first rank and second rank holder used to be given the government job. Now it was certain that if Hari Prasanna writes the exam, he will become the first and or second in the exam. So that boy will not be able to get the government job, and seeing the family condition and the poverty of that boy, Hari Prasanna came to him, went to him, and voluntarily told him, you see, I will drop out from this exam. I will not give the exam. You give the exam and get the government job. Afterwards, it is found out that he, as even that friend has not got the government job because somebody else have come first and second. Anyway, but the approach and the attitude, the charitable feeling for the others is very well seen in this incident. Now, when he met Ramakrishna, a number of at the age of 11 he met once, at the age of 15 he met second time. Then when he was in Calcutta, he used to go now and then. His mother was very much annoyed and very much upset because of this. Mother used to tell him, you see, there are 350 youths are spoiled because of that madman. Don't go to that madman. Then Swami Vidyananda Maharaj says, it is really a madman. And because of his madness, I have also become the mad. Bhagavan says, everybody is mad in this world. Some are mad after the woman, some are mad after the money, some are mad after the name and fame. But I am mad after the God. So mad, if everybody is so mad after the God, he is far, far higher than the this inferior madness. So he says, really, that madman has made me mad after the God, and I am proud of it. One such incident, where very strange incident. Now, our Hari Prasanna is visiting Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna is training him. As he trained other disciples, he has trained Hari Prasanna also. Overnight, he used to stay. Sri Ramakrishna used to give him instructions how to meditate. One day he could not meditate. Then Sri Ramakrishna has wrote a mantra on his tongue and then asked him to go to the Panchavati and meditate. From that day, the Guru Shishya, the disciple and the Guru teacher, the relation got very much developed. And the one such incident is there which should be mentioned. Our Hari Prasanna was getting training in the wrestling, and this Sri Ramakrishna came to know in initial stages. Then Bhagavan says, I heard that you are wrestling. You know wrestling? Yes, sir, I know wrestling. So then come on, we shall wrestle. We shall fight. Let us come on. Then he got very much this thing. What is this old person? I am a young man. How I can wrestle? He will get pushed and etc. He was worried. But Sri Ramakrishna came forward and this hand before the hand, they closed. In the wrestling, they closed hands first. And then the wrestling started. When he saw that Sri Ramakrishna's push is coming forward, then he just pushed him on the wall. Then that much only he could know. That moment Sri Ramakrishna transferred the spiritual power through his palms to the palms of the Hari Prasanna. And then he said, I felt helpless. I did not know what is happening. I felt helpless and just sat there in front of Sri Ramakrishna. And Guru Maharaj says, he told him after that, now you are the winner. I am declaring you are the winner. So, the relationship between the Guru and the disciple is so intimate that in a playful manner, Bhagavan used to transfer the spiritual power and the spiritual urge in the minds and the heart of the disciple. These are the incidents. Many such incidents are there. Now let us move to the his later part as an engineer. When he studied and got a job in the government, this thing, he was posted in the Ghazipur. Many direct disciples used to visit. He used to pay donations every month. A donation, a particular amount he had given from his salary every month at Alam Bazaar. he will pay the donations. So like these things are going on. In 1886, Sri Ramakrishna passed away, and 1887, Hari Prasanna graduated from Patna College and then studied the engineering. 1893, he joined the uh, Alam Bazar. 1896, he joined the Alam Bazar. Then 1893, all Swami Vivekananda's Chicago triumph, and then 1897, when Swamiji came from the west, Hari Prasanna was there in Alam Bazar, and then Swamiji traveled with Hari Prasanna in the north, especially in the Rajasthan, etc. And they discussed about the temple, how Sri Ramakrishna's temple should come up. And they made a plan, both of them. During these days, Swamiji came in intimate contact with Hari Prasanna and saw in him a very great architect, and then gave him the responsibility of planning the whole temple. And he said, I may not be able to see this temple, but I will see from the above. That's what Swamiji's words. And in the later date, as we see that Swamiji, then the other direct disciples, Rakal Maharaj, all they saw from above. This is the statement of Swami Vijnananandaji at the consecration ceremony of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna temple at Belur Math. Once when the young monk asked that Swamiji had told like this, have you seen him? Then he says, yes, I saw all these direct disciples. They were seeing us from above. Now in this, when Swami Vivekananda was with Swami Vijnananandaji, he saw in Swamiji the great love for the country and the love for the poor men of our country. In the dead of night at Belur Math, he saw a pathetic cry from Swamiji's room. He was almost weeping loud. Then Vijnananandaji went and asked, what happened, Swamiji? Are you not sleeping? Are you not getting sleep? Is there any pain? Then Swamiji says, oh, you are still awake. I thought you are asleep. What to do, Peshon? Swamiji used to call him as Peshon. What to do, Peshon? What to say? I am feeling very much pained by seeing the condition of our countrymen, seeing their poverty. I am really pained, not able to sleep. My heart is in pain. So seeing this, then Vijnanandaji Maharaj says, I consoled Swamiji and told things will improve, etc., etc. So then there are incidents that Swamiji has told him to construct a ghat. And then the constructing a ghat means it is a very big budget. This Vijnanandaji knew because he was an engineer. And then he told, if I tell the whole budget, then Swamiji may not agree for this. And what he told? He told, this much budget will be there. Swamiji immediately agreed. And this he told Brahmanandaji Maharaj that I told like this, now you have to manage. And after the ghat is constructed, everything is over, the whole estimate and budget and all the invoices, Swamiji asked the accounts, how much money? And then the Swamiji saw that the budgeted amount is already crossed. Then Swamiji left and right fired Swami Brahmanandaji Maharaj. And what is this? You are doing like this, you are not able to manage, etc., etc. And then Raja Maharaj listened everything, went to his room and was weeping. This, after going to his room, Swami Vivekananda felt that he has scolded more than necessary. So then he called Vijnananandji. Peshon, you go to Raja's room and see what is he doing. He went and saw and came reported. His room is completely closed, his windows, doors, everything is closed. Then he said, Arey, you fool, I asked what Raja is doing, not that windows, doors are closed. So then again, he went and saw, knocked the door and saw that Swami Brahmanandaji is weeping bitterly. And opened, what happened? It is only because of me you got this scolding from Swamiji. I am really sorry, etc. Vijnananji started telling, pleading. Then Brahmananji Maharaj says, no issue. It is all, he is very much short-tempered. Why he should scold me like this? There is no fault of mine, etc., etc. He went on again. Then he reported to Swamiji, and Swamiji came running. And then they embraced each other. And then Peshon, the Swami Vijnanandaji Maharaj saw the love between the two brothers, the respect between the two brothers. Swamiji says, I am really sorry, brother. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna even will not scold even a small word to you. And I scolded like this, which is of no this thing. So, like this, they both became calm. So, seeing all this, the Leela Dhyana, as we say, and the ghat was constructed, temple was constructed, temple was consecrated. One beautiful incident in his life about the vision of Buddha in the Gaya. Then there are incidents of various visions which he has received in various places. He had come to Madras in those days, called Madras, and then he had gone to Sri Lanka. There he had the vision of the Buddha. Then one such incident we should definitely know. The detailed life of Swami Vijnananandaji we should read in the God Lived with Them. This book is a detailed life. And the incident in Allahabad, then Swamiji told him to start the center in Allahabad. Allahabad is an important center, pilgrimage center. After the ghat was over in 1899, if I am correct, he told that you go and start the center at Allahabad. Then there is a Brahmavadin club. Then he started staying there, and in his stay there, very composed this thing. He was not meeting people much. It was not in his nature to be in the crowd. So, very reserved Swami and very introspective nature. Once he had gone to take bath in the Sangam, Prayag, as we say, Triveni. So, in that Prayag Sangam, he took bath, he saw a young girl, small girl, with the 3 breads and the Veni Solvana. Veni means plates, kind of the hair comb பண்ணிட்டு இது பண்ணுவாங்க. So, the dangling on this thing 3. So, that vision of that girl, that is Triveni Mata, he had there, and then that girl got disappeared in the water. After some time, he thought it is some kind of hallucination. Then again, when he was returning back, he saw the same girl with the 3 breads dangling on the back. Veni, 3 Veni. So, he got this thing, some conviction that this mother is blessing me with the vision, and again that girl disappeared. He asked Raja Maharaj about this vision. I got this vision. What is the meaning? Then Raja Maharaj confirmed that Yes, mother blessed you with the vision, and his main teaching, if we see that, follow whatever you have learned in the scripture. Do not keep reading, do not follow whatever we have learned. If we are able to follow, practice it, then we are sure to realize God. That was his conviction. One or two teachings, main teachings, if we are able to put it into practice, we are able to realize God. As we see in his life, his passing away also was very unique. After the dedication of the temple at Belur Mutt, Swami Vijnananand Maharaj began to prepare for his departure from this world. He returned to Allahabad on 16 January 1938 and came back to Belur Mutt again on 26 February for the birth anniversary of Sri Ramakrishna. There he told the monks that please arrange to have someone else as the president, because his failing health will not allow him to travel and not many days are left. Now he decided to spend his last days chanting the name of the Lord. He refused medical treatment and gradually stopped eating. Time to time, he drank only the water, that is Ganga water, tea and lemonade. The Ganges, some monk asked him that, Maharaj, we will arrange for some Ayurvedic doctor. But Maharaj said, the Ganges water is the medicine and the Lord is the physician. He asked the monk to leave the place because he should not pester him to get the doctor visit and checkup, etc. He was completely in the indrawn mood. The Swamiji's serious condition was told everywhere. The message was given till the last. He used to say, I am fine. And at the last, that is on Monday, 25th April 1938, with the chants of Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya, the monks chanted and Swami Vijnananand Maharaj face beamed with joy and he left this mortal body. Swami Vijnananand Maharaj's life once again verified that God is not a myth. It is not the story, but the realization is possible. Religion is the realization of God. So many teachings are there. Let us get blessed by reading his complete detailed life in the God lived with them, so that we will get an inspiration to lead the life and practice the various spiritual practices. He was a great tapasvi. With this, I would like to pray to Bhagavan Shri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Shri Sharda Devi, Swami Vivekananda, and Swami Vijnanananda Maharaj, that they should provide the strength for practicing the spiritual practices to realize the God in this life itself. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.